Bonjour, salut, comment ça va? Je vais arranger l'appareil photo, fix the camera a little bit. Bonjour, salut, comment ça va? C'est votre professeur Nicolas. Oh, le prof de français! Il est de retour avec une vidéo avec des vocabulaires. So, hey everybody, hey students, how you doing? It's your French teacher Nick again, and I'm back again with another video. This time the video is going to be on a verb faire. It's the new verb that's in chapter 6. So the brand new verb in chapter 6, faire. We're going to talk about that. Specifically, we're going to conjugate it and do a lesson on how to tell the weather. We're going to use the verb faire to say what the weather is doing. What's the weather doing outside? And so we're going to use the verb faire for that. The assignment is going to be in a link in the description of this video. So in the description, go down, there's going to be a link. It's going to take you to a web page from a University of Texas, and it's going to have a little explanation about the verb faire, and it's going to have some places where you can type in your answers. You don't have to report back to me. Just go to that web page and just type in your answers and try to fix the answers in the thing. You'll see it in the link. So go down into the link. Also, don't forget that in the link, I'm going to have a link to my webpage, my teacher webpage, so you can get all the other videos that I've made previous to this. But without further ado, let's get started. On va commencer. Nous allons parler du verbe faire. We're going to talk about the verb faire. Faire is an irregular verb. Okay, so it ends in RE. There are some other verbs that end in RE. This verb is not conjugated like any of them. They got some major differences with the verb faire. And what does it mean? It means to do or to make. Now, those are the main ways we can translate faire, to do or to make. But it comes up a lot in what we call idioms, idiomatic expressions. So in English, we're going to say, you'll see in a minute, we're going to say things in English that we would not say make or do. But the French would use make or do, but we would use a different verb. So those are called idiomatic expressions. They don't translate word for word. You got to kind of rearrange things. And the French use faire a lot. It's a very important verb. It's used quite a bit in French. How do we conjugate it? So we conjugate it by saying je fais, tu fais, il, or elle, or on. So, il, elle, or on fait. Now pay attention to this. F-A-I-T. So, je fais, I do, I am doing, I make, I am making. So, je fais le lit. I am making my bed, right? So, je fais le lit. Je fais les courses. I'm doing the shopping. Je fais les courses. I'm doing the shopping. And, we say around here a lot, I'm making groceries. Je fais les courses. I'm making groceries. So, je fais, I do or I make. Tu fais, you do or you make. You're doing, you're making. Il, he does, he is doing, he makes, he is making. Elle, she does, she is doing, she makes, she is making. On, one, everyone, people, we do, we are doing, we make, we're making. But this is all pronounced fait, 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 fait. Je fais, tu fais, il fait, elle fait, on fait. Next, nous, I don't know why the French do this. This is fait, and this is going to be not fait, but faisons, nous faisons, nous faisons. Je fais, nous faisons. Je fais, nous faisons. Vous, pay attention to this conjugation, vous faites. Wow, look at that. Now, I want to point this out because this is really a difference that you would not have been expecting. So here we've already got this part right here is not too bad. Je fais, tu fais, il fait. We're going to see some other verbs that do SST. So this ending of S, S, T is going to come up on some other verbs. SST. Come up on some other verbs. So far, that's okay. It's the first one you've got that you were doing like this. We're going to see that later. Here we got faisons, ONS. Ooh, we've seen ONS before. When we conjugated the ER verbs, when we conjugated aller, when we've conjugated other verbs, we've seen ONS. And on vous, though, we're not used to this. This is an S and not a Z. So this is faites, F-A-I-T-E-S, not F-A-I-T-E-Z. It's just irregular. It's irregular. And then the last one is like, where did it even come from? So the last one is ils or elles font. Ils font, elles font. They do, they make. They are doing, they are making. So je fais, tu fais, il fait, elle fait, nous fait, vous faites. Except nous faisons, vous faites, ils font. I do, I'm doing, you do, you're doing, he does, she does, everyone is doing, everyone is making. We make, we are making, we do, we are doing, y'all make, y'all are making, y'all do, y'all are doing. They make, they are making, they do, they are doing. So, je fais, tu fais, il fait, elle fait, on fait. Nous faisons, vous faites, ils font. So that's how we conjugate it. What are we going to use it for? We use it in French for a lot of different things. And so, for example, we might use it in the expression faire attention. Faire attention means to pay attention. To pay attention. So I want you already to notice how I said a while ago that when we're going to use this verb in French, but in English, we don't use that verb, to do or to make. So I don't say in English, I make attention. I don't say in English, I do attention. I say in English, I pay attention. I pay attention. But the French don't use the verb to pay. You've already had the verb to pay in chapter 3, payer. We do not say in French, pay attention. We don't say pay attention in French. In English, we say pay attention. But in French, we don't say pay attention. We say faire attention. So we use the verb faire, which is to do or to make. But if I translate it, I don't translate it as make attention or do attention. I translate it into English as pay attention. So I would say, for example, je fais attention. Je fais attention. Je fais attention. I pay attention, not I make attention. Even though the verb faire means to do or to make, if I say je fais attention, that's going to be I pay attention. I pay attention. So je fais attention, I pay attention. All right, what about this? Faire la cuisine. Faire la cuisine means to cook in English. To cook. Faire la cuisine. So I would say, à la maison, chez moi, at my house, chez moi, je fais la cuisine. Je fais la cuisine. Je fais la cuisine chez moi. I cook at my house. Or I might say the truth. I cook from time to time, but mostly it's my wife. So I might say, ma femme, elle, ma femme, my wife, elle fait la cuisine. Elle fait la cuisine. My wife cooks. You'll notice I didn't say, my wife makes the cooking. Or my wife does the cooking. I could say that in English. My wife does the cooking. Elle fait la cuisine. I might just say, she cooks. Or here's another idiomatic expression that we have in French. We might say, for example, je fais des courses. Je fais des courses. Je fais des courses means to do the shopping. So I would say, je fais des courses. So I have the verb faire, which is my infinitive, but when I want to use it, I've got to conjugate it. So faire des courses means to do the shopping. Faire, to do, des courses, the shopping. Faire des courses, to do the shopping. Je fais des courses. I do the shopping. Tu fais des courses. You do the shopping. Il fait des courses. He does the shopping. Now, here's the truth. In my house, chez moi, je fais des courses. Ma femme, elle fait la cuisine. Je fais les courses. I do the shopping. Ma femme, my wife, elle fait la cuisine. She does the cooking. I love to do the shopping. Elle fait la cuisine. Je fais des courses. Now, there are other words for doing the shopping. Je fais des courses, which, I'll come back to this, I said it a while ago. You know, this could be, I do the shopping. Je fais des courses. I do the shopping. It's like grocery shopping. But here in South Louisiana, we often say, I don't know about often, but we hear people say to make groceries. I'm going to make groceries. Remember, the verb faire can mean to do or it can mean to make. So I could say, je fais des courses, I do the shopping, or I could say, je fais des courses, I make groceries. I'm going to make groceries because I'm going grocery shopping. But instead of saying des courses, you could also say, for example, je fais du shopping. Je fais du shopping. Je fais du shopping. That would mean I do the shopping. Je fais du shopping. Tu fais du shopping chez toi. Est-ce que tu fais du shopping chez toi? Do you do the shopping at your house? Now, this shopping right here probably is going to be more along the lines of other kinds of shopping besides grocery shopping. Des courses is more going to be grocery shopping, to run errands like grocery shopping, and this is fait du shopping. It's going to be more like maybe going to get some clothes or some other things like that. All right, now when we go shopping, what we're having to start to get used to the new normal out there is we have to stand in line, social distancing. And so how do we stand in line? On fait la queue. On fait la queue. On fait la queue. So on fait la queue. On fait la queue is to stand in line. To stand in line. On fait la queue. We stand in line. On fait la queue. Quand je vais au Walmart, when I go to Walmart, pour faire des courses, in order to do the shopping, pour faire des courses, on fait la queue. On fait la queue. On fait la queue. So we stand in line. That word right there, queue, is also an English word for just a line, standing in line. Queue. It's got a bunch of letters. Q. U-E, and you just pronounce Q. Weird. But faire la queue is to stand in line. Okay, so you notice though it said stand in line. So je fais would normally say I make or I do. I am making or I am doing. But je fais la queue, I'm not going to say I make the line. That'd be dumb in English to say, I'm making the line, or I'm doing the line. That would be dumb in English. In English, we say, we stand in line. So in English, I would say, I stand in line. But in French, I would say, je fais. Even though it means to make or to do, we would still say je fais, but in English, we translate it as stand. Some other expressions in French include, je fais le ménage. Je fais le ménage. Le ménage is the housework. So, you're dusting, you're mopping dusting, sweeping the floors, then mopping the floors. Just general housework is le ménage. Le ménage is a household. So a household is le ménage, and faire le ménage is to do the housework. So je fais le ménage, tu fais le ménage, il fait le ménage. Vous faites le ménage. Ils font le ménage. So we're going to take the verb faire, we conjugate it, and we add on the little tag right there to say that what we're doing. Chez moi, je fais le ménage. That's not true. My wife does most of the housework. I do the floors. I do the water mopping on the floors, all right? So, but my wife does all the dusting. I can't stand to do the dusting. So, elle fait le ménage. Ma femme, elle fait le ménage. Et toi? Toi, and you, toi. Tu fais le ménage? Tu fais le ménage chez toi? Do you do the housework at your house? Associated with housework, might be the dishes. So we might say faire la vaisselle. Faire la vaisselle means to do the dishes, to do the dishes. Now I want you to notice in English, dishes is plural. Do the dishes. But in French, dishes is singular. I don't know why, it's just the difference between the two languages. It's just how it is. So faire la vaisselle means to do the dishes. It's not going to be faire les vaisselle. Right? It's not going to be les vaisselle. It's going to be faire la vaisselle. So, at my house, chez moi, je fais la vaisselle. Je fais la vaisselle. We have a sink, we have a dishwasher. I prefer to wash it by hand. It's just my wife, it's me. Il y a que deux personnes. There are only two people dans la maison. There are only two people in the house. C'est beaucoup plus facile à faire la vaisselle à la main. To do the dishes à la main. À la main would be by hand. Faire la vaisselle à la main. So I'd say, je fais, chez moi, at my house, je fais la vaisselle à la main. I do the dishes by hand. Now my wife helps. She jumps in and she's drying off. Usually, that's what happens. You know, we help out. That's what you do when you work, when you're living together, and you're husband and wife, and you love each other. You help out where you can. Faire la vaisselle. Now, chez toi, est-ce que tu fais la vaisselle? Oh, I shouldn't have erased it. Tu fais la vaisselle? Tu fais la vaisselle chez toi? Do you do the dishes at your house? Oui, tu fais la vaisselle? Ou non, tu ne fais pas la vaisselle? Okay. What about, here's another one. What about your bed? Ah, are you making your bed? Faire le lit. Faire le lit means to make the bed. To make the bed. So faire means to make. Le lit is the bed. So, chez toi, est-ce que tu fais, do you make the bed? Do you make the bed? Tu fais le lit. Moi, je fais les lits. Parfois, sometimes. Parfois, sometimes. Parfois, je fais le lit. Sometimes I make the bed. Et parfois, ma femme fait le lit. I'm going to just erase, I'll put my femme over here because I'm saying that an awful lot. So I'm going to point to it. Ma femme, which is my wife. All right, so parfois, sometimes, je fais le lit. Sometimes I make the bed. Parfois, ma femme fait le lit. Sometimes she makes the bed. Just depends in the morning who gets to it. Mais on fait le lit. On fait le lit. We make the bed. Chez nous. Hein? Chez nous, nous faisons le lit. At our house, chez nous, at our house, nous faisons, we make le lit, the bed, every day. Toi aussi, tu dois faire le lit. You too, you need to make your bed. All right. That's terrible stuff, right? But we don't have to talk about work. What about the fun stuff that we can do? Faire la fête. Faire la fête. Faire la fête means, oh, you know la fête. From chapter 4, you know la fête is a party, right? A feast, a festival, a celebration. So faire la fête would mean to make the party, to do, we don't say that in English, right? We don't say, oh, I'm going to make a party. I'm going to, we don't say like, I'm going to throw a party. Or we just say, I'm going to party. I'm going to party so hard. Party hardy, baby. All right, so je fais la fête would mean I am just having a party. Je fais la fête. I'm having a huge celebration. I am celebrating. Je fais la fête. Et toi, tu fais la fête? On ne peut pas faire la fête. We cannot make a party parce que il faut garder une distance entre les personnes. Il faut garder une distance de 6 pieds. We have to keep a distance of 6 feet between people. C'est un peu difficile de faire la fête. It's a little difficult. C'est un peu difficile. Un peu difficile à faire la fête. It's a little difficult to have a party. So, faire la fête is to have a party. Oh, but there are other things that you can do even though you've got to keep the social distancing, okay? There are some things you can do to have fun. You could faire une promenade. Oh, it's getting a little long. Let me kind of rewrite that. Faire une promenade. Faire une promenade is to, we have to translate faire, is to do or to make, right? Une promenade is a walk or a stroll. So now I want you to think about this. In English, if I said, je fais une promenade, je fais une promenade, would I say I do a stroll, I am doing a stroll, or would I say I make a stroll, I am making a stroll? What would I say instead? I would say I take or I am taking a stroll. But that verb doesn't mean to take, right? The verb for to take is prendre. We just learned prendre in chapter 5. But we do not say, je prends une promenade. I guess you could, but that's really not the way to say it. Je prends une promenade. No, you would say, je fais. Even though in English, I want to say the word take in English, I'm not going to use prendre in French. I'm going to use faire, even though faire doesn't mean take. It's an idiomatic expression. So, je fais une promenade. So, I take a stroll. Je fais une promenade. Tu fais une promenade tous les jours? Tu fais une promenade de temps en temps? Do you take a stroll from time to time? Tu fais une promenade dans les après-midi? Do you take a stroll dans les après-midi in the afternoon? Tu fais une promenade au matin, in the morning? Okay, so faire une promenade. Some other fun things that you could do, and this one I do. I don't really take a stroll. I'm not a big stroller. I do a little jogging. Je fais du jogging. Je fais du jogging. Je fais du jogging, which is to do jogging. I do jogging. But we wouldn't say I do jogging or I make jogging. In English, that would not be translated as I make jogging or I do jogging. We just say I jog. So when we have the verb faire, and in all kinds of translations, even on other verbs, you have to really think about, this is how I have to say it in French, but then now how do I move it into English? Do I say I make some jogging? No. I am doing some jogging. You could say I'm doing some jogging. You could say that, but you'd probably just say I jog. Right? I jog. Now, what I do though, and I do this a lot on my bike, you'll know this because you've seen my bicycle in my classroom. Je fais du vélo. Je fais du vélo. Je fais du vélo. Faire du vélo is to do bicycling, to bike. All right? So, je fais du vélo is I bike. I do some biking. I do some biking, which I'd probably just say is I bike. Et toi, tu fais du vélo? Tu fais du vélo? Do you do biking? Okay? And what about an activity that we probably don't do too much here in Louisiana? Du ski. Je fais du ski. Now, du ski obviously is skiing, right? So je fais du ski, but I don't. Je ne fais pas du ski. Je ne fais pas. So don't forget that I might want to say I don't do something. So for all of these verbs, I could say je ne fais pas. Je ne fais pas. Je ne fais pas du ski. I don't ski. I don't do any skiing. I don't ski. Tu ne fais pas. Il ne fait pas. Nous ne faisons pas. Vous ne faites pas. Ils ne font pas. So that is my ne pas that go anywhere. So let's ask you. Chez toi, est-ce que tu fais la cuisine? Est-ce que tu fais la cuisine? Do you do the cooking? Tu ne fais pas la cuisine? Tu ne fais pas la cuisine? You don't do the cooking? Tu ne fais pas la cuisine? Ah. Chez toi, est-ce que tu fais ton lit? Est-ce que tu fais ton lit? Est-ce que tu fais le lit? Do you make your bed? Est-ce que tu fais le lit? Non, tu ne fais pas ton lit. Tu ne fais pas le lit. Tu ne fais pas le lit. You don't do your bed. Chez toi, est-ce que tu fais la vaisselle? Est-ce que tu fais la vaisselle? Est-ce que tu fais la vaisselle? Do you do the dishes? Non, tu ne fais pas la vaisselle. Mais qui fait la vaisselle? Who does the dishes? Qui fait la cuisine? Who does the cooking? Qui fait le ménage? Who does the housework? Pas toi? Tu ne fais pas la vaisselle, le ménage? Oh oui, tu le fais. Tu fais le lit. Ah, très bien. You make your bed. All right. So, we're almost at the end of this video, which is part 1. So, I'm not going to put the description. I changed my mind since it's going to turn into 2 videos. I'm going to make another video, and we're going to do it just on the weather vocabulary. So, we're going to wrap this up, and then in the next video, there will be the link to the assignment in the next video. But let me go ahead and wrap this up. So, wrapping this up. We learned the verb faire, which is to do or to make. But sometimes when we translate it, we're not going to say to do or to make. So in the expression faire attention, it's going to say to pay attention. Or in the expression faire la queue, it's going to be to stand in line. So even though faire really means to do or to make, when we move it into English, we might have to change to do or to make into something else. And so the way that it gets conjugated is je fais, tu fais, il, elle, on fait, with my SST, which we're going to see in some other verbs. Nous faisons, vous faites, and that's ES, pay attention over here, ES, vous faites, and il, plural, elles, plural, font, ils font. So, je fais, I do, I'm doing, I make, I'm making. So, je fais mon lit. Je fais mon lit. I make my bed. Je fais les courses. Je fais les courses. I do the shopping. Je fais mon lit. I make my bed. Je fais les courses. I do the shopping. But, je fais attention. I pay attention. Je fais attention. I pay attention. Je fais la queue. Je fais la queue. I stand in line. So, the same thing goes with all of these. If I want to say, do you do the shopping? Tu fais des courses. Tu fais du shopping. If I want to say, do you make your bed? Tu fais le lit. Tu fais le lit. If I want to say, they are taking a stroll. They are taking a stroll. Now, faire means to do or to make, but in English, we don't do strolls, we don't make strolls, we take strolls. So I'd say, ils font une promenade. Ils font or elles font une promenade. They're taking a stroll. So that's the conjugation of the verb faire. This is video 1. In video 2, we're going to look at the weather vocabulary. And at the bottom of video 2, I am going to put a link to that web page. Maybe. Nope. You know what? It's going to be at the bottom of this one. It's going to be at the bottom of this one. All right. So I'll put the link to the web page at the bottom of this one. It's going to have a whole bunch of stuff on FAIRE. And at the bottom of that web page, it's going to have a little place where you can type in. They can ask you a question. You can type in your answers there. You don't have to answer at the bottom of these comments. You don't have to email it to me. Next video, part 2, we're going to do the weather. On va parler du temps. On va parler du temps. We're going to talk about the weather. On va parler, we're going to talk du temps, about the weather. Until then, see you later. un de ces jours, à plus tard, au revoir.